I spent years dragging myself through it, busking on the streets, playing low-paying gigs, £50 here, £75 there, playing for businesses and venues, parties and clients that were more than happy to take my time, my energy and my talent. But at the end of the day, what I was doing was so much for so little. I thought that if I just kept going and kept grinding, that one day I'd make it, whatever it was. I don't think I was even really sure of that. And the truth is, I think I was just stuck in a mindset of poverty thinking. I said yes to everything. I was always exhausted. I always seemed to be broke. And I never stopped to think of the true value of the service that I was offering. And because that's reinforced by the social perception of artists and musicians, I kind of just accepted that as being normal. I'm here in this video to say, no, it's not. I just recently played a gig where I got paid over £2,000. I'm pretty much the same guy, same musician as I was 10 years ago, just 10 years older, but not substantially different in terms of talent. Yet 10 years ago, I would have been thrilled if you'd offered me £75 for a gig. What's changed is that these days I have a completely different mindset. I set my price and I work with people that value my price. In fact, they want to pay that price because they value my skill set. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, Johnny, just give me the answer. This just sounds like a load of waffle. Am I in for another 10 minutes of just you talking about all this nonsense? But I promise you, this isn't some woo-woo rubbish. This is genuinely how I changed my life. It didn't happen overnight, but in this video, I want to share with you exactly how I did that. Let's dive straight in. The first big thing that I did was kill off that poverty thinking mindset. That mindset that says you've got to take all the gigs out there, you've got to grab all the scraps and be desperate because you need every little bit of money that you can get your hands on. That approach takes you down the road of working with people who believe that you should be super grateful for just grabbing the odd scrap here, or maybe not even getting paid, just being grateful for the exposure, or they're going to include a meal and a drink. You don't want to be working with these people. That's an absolute trap. Wandering further down that road just takes you to an outcome of working for businesses and venues and clients who are profiteering and benefiting from what you can bring to the table whilst you got home and you're struggling to pay for the groceries. And that's such broken thinking because I never actually sat down and thought, what do I think my service is worth? So I was then living in a position where I was making decisions based on fear rather than my actual value, taking gigs because I felt like I must grab them, I must grab the money whilst it's on the table, rather than sitting down and actually thinking about what is my value and how much should I be paid. Now, I'm not saying that's not going to be a challenge. It absolutely was for me. But what it was for me was the first chink of light out of the tunnel. The next big thing was learning to say no. No, that's not enough money. No, I don't want to play for exposure. No, I don't want to play for a couple of drinks. No, I don't want to schlep all my stuff all the way across town for not enough reimbursement. Now, that was a challenge at first, but the funny thing is, even though at the start I thought, what's going to happen if I start saying no to these gigs? Are the gigs just going to dry up? The total opposite started happening. People were surprised when I said no because of the circle that I was in. There was definitely the undercurrent of people believing that I should be just grateful for the gig offer. But slowly, as I started to move away from that circle, I started getting gigs that I was after, gigs that people were paying me decent money for. Now, I'm not being arrogant or ungrateful for those early gigs, those few free gigs, which I think everybody plays. What I am saying is if you find yourself stuck in that circle, then it's time to change your mindset to break out of it. There is a whole nother world up there full of fantastic opportunities where all the great gigs are and the great memories and experiences. And the great thing about being up there is that everything supports you. You'll be treated professionally, you'll be paid accordingly, you'll be put up in great places to stay in lovely hotels and great food and looked after, and you will feel dignity and respect. All of those things reinforce how you feel and will keep you up there and keep you elevating and feeling worthy and as a great musician that I'm sure you are, rather than staying down there in the circle of despair. Now again, making that change may well not be comfortable at first, So I remember it wasn't for me either, and it can be a real challenge saying no to gigs when you're like, but I really could use that money, but it will be worth it. Next, I did something that changed everything for me. I grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil and wrote down everything that I needed financially to not just survive, but to live the lifestyle that I wanted. Just one simple piece of paper with a financial target, whether that's weekly, monthly, whatever, however you want to do it. I didn't start writing down some millionaire's dream. I didn't start jotting down yachts and Ferraris. I mean, you can if you want, but for me, it was everything that I needed to earn to ensure that I could live life the way I wanted to without stress. Now, I'm not some financial guru. I didn't start getting all the spreadsheets out. I kept things really simple and basic, but what it gave me was clarity. Because once I had that number, I could work backwards and work out exactly what gigs I needed, what I needed them to pay, and what other services I could offer in order to hit that freedom number. I have a great memory of the first month when I hit that freedom number and I just felt so free, and after that it just kept coming and I smashed it. Once you get past that point, you just grow faster than ever. I actually wrote about this in my book, The Art of No Plan B. It's everything I've done to go from struggling and scraping by to building a career as a musician that supports not only me, but my family too. The book lays it all out, the freedom number, the mindset shifts, the tough lessons. It's my real journey, and there's loads and loads of actionable content to get you started on your journey too. And I know some people will hear this and think, yeah, sure, mate, I'm really pleased for you, but this isn't going to work for me. And that's exactly how I used to think when I used to watch videos like this or read books about this and think, why is it not happening for me, but seems to be happening for all these other people? Honestly, there's nothing that special about it. I'm telling you right now, it's possible. I have done it, and if I can do it, you can absolutely do it too. All you really need is a plan. Let's talk about trimming some people off your friends list, because when you start making a positive change, some people will start acting a little bit weird. Now, the good thing is the ones that start acting a little bit weird and are a little bit uncomfortable around you are quite easy to spot, and they're the ones with the flags going, time to say goodbye. You know, it's nothing personal, but I had people in my life who weren't supporting me. I had some people that were even mocking me about my new decisions I was making. And I think when you make new positive decisions, it can also make some people feel a little bit uncomfortable. They'd rather that you just stay stuck because that's what makes them feel comfortable. And honestly, when I went through this, it wasn't so nice. Some of these people I'd known for a really long time, some of these people I'd worked with for a really long time. So it felt a bit hurtful and uncomfortable. But once I'd done it, I'd made space for new people to come into my life, new people that weren't going to hold me back, but were going to lift me up. In so many books that I was reading around this time, I kept coming across the same thing, repurposing the word uncomfortable for growth, doing things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable because they're new and unfamiliar equals growth, and growth gets you closer to that freedom number. So for me, that would be doing things like a live stream or even making videos like this. Right at the start of my YouTube journey, I'd feel really uncomfortable when I was in front of a camera, but the more I've done it, the better my presentation skills have got. More my YouTube channel has grown, now almost at 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And what was once uncomfortable has become a large part of my career. For you, it could be learning a new skill. It could be getting on the phone and networking. It could be charging a client 3 times more than you usually do. It feels uncomfortable, but that's where we're going to find the growth. Now, some weeks for me were a little bit messy. I didn't get it always right, but over time, I started seeing that growth affecting my journey in a really positive way and helping me get closer and closer to that target figure. If there was one thing that I had to offer in terms of advice that has made a difference over absolutely everything else, it's persistence. I always visualize persistence, and still do, as this long distance race, and around me are the other runners, and rather than other people, because that would be a bit egotistical, they're older versions of myself. I start the race, and as I'm going through the race, some of the other runners give up, they get tired, they get discouraged, they get distracted. I just keep on going to the finish line until there's just me and I reach that finish line. For me, that symbolizes persistence beyond my own inner expectation. I keep showing up, I don't give up, and eventually amazing things will happen. They happen for me, and they will absolutely happen for you. Even though being persistent can present a challenge, especially on those tough days, it's quite an easy win because it beats everything. it beats the talent, it beats the abilities, it beats the strengths and the weaknesses and the skills. Just keep going, and being persistent will trump everything. Now, the great thing about persistence is, even though it can be really challenging, especially on those tough days, really to apply it is pretty easy. Just don't quit. Now, if you're ready to get off the hamster wheel and build yourself a career in music properly, I've got a free gift for you. It's a free 10-day email course. There's no BS and no fluff in this course, no sales pitches, just actionable content for 10 days. Steps you can take to turn your music skills into a music business, whether you want a side hustle or whether you're looking for a full-time career in music. Now, if you've got an idea that you want to talk over, maybe you've got a new project or you're facing a challenge, let's talk. You can book in a free call with me. No pressure, just real chat. You'll find the link for that below this video. If this video resonated with you today, let me know in the comments box below. Like, subscribe, and if you've got time for some more, check out this next video.